group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? No, but their friendship will echo through the ages. Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Hi, I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing the role of Fandango the Fantastical, Fire-Flinging Bard. In real life, I write a bunch of different stuff, including the Quincy Harker Demon Hunter series, the Black Knight Chronicles, and the Bubba the Monster Hunter horror comedy series, of which Season 4, Monsters, Magic, and Mayhem, is available right now, and it's on sale for the month of August on Amazon for $2.99. So go buy that shit, y'all.
Hi, my name is Rick Gualtieri, and I play Silas Kane, the paladin of... In real life, I write the Toma Bill horror comedy series, and as well as several other books, including Get Bent, Tales of a Crypto Hunter, and yep, that's about it. I don't have anything new this week to pitch, so.
Hello, my name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy, novels, and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures.
Hi there, my name's Steve, and I play Brandon Firemaster, the sexy monk. In real life, I write the comedy fantasy series The Doomsayer Journeys, and I've recently released the latest Shingles installment of comedy horror, Put Your Hand in My Ass. Go ahead, don't be put off by the title, it's a good read.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us here all together for the 3-year anniversary party. Now, obviously none of you could be on location with us, and unfortunately that means you're going to miss the cocaine luge and, beer boxing, but we want you to know you're all with us in spirit, but definitely not in person. We are not sharing the cocaine luge. But we are taking time out of the celebration to film this, the 3-year anniversary episode. I am Drew Hayes, the GM. With me, of course, as always, is Silent Vin Diesel, who has promised to speak at the end of this episode for the first time. So, man, whole lot of shit going on. Where did we leave off the game? Oh, yeah. I'm Drew Hayes. I write books like Superpowered NPCs, Fred the Vampire, Count the latest of which Deadly Assessments is out right now in audio and ebook. And when last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had just smashed a clay golem into a puddle.
Yes.
Die, motherfucker.
And gotten blown up by Fandango.
You're welcome.
This is becoming a disturbing regular occurrence.
Yeah, maybe giving Bard's Fireball was not the wisest thing Wizards of the Coast ever did.
It's like giving a shotgun to a monkey.
So we've got a dead clay golem. I want to search the trash pile and see if there's anything in there worth stealing that won't try to kill us.
Okay. Would you like to take your time so that you can search with advantage?
I would like to take my time and search with advantage.
Very well then. Would anyone like to join Fandango in rummaging through this pile that a monster just crawled out of?
No, that's gross. Gross.
Silas is all about gross, so Silas will help.
Alright, let me see those perception checks.
With advantage, you said?
Yeah, if you are taking your time, you get to do it with advantage.
Alright, Silas rolls a 16.
Fandango rolls a 13.
Okay, so it's going to take you all a little while to do that. While you're doing that, Brandon Thighmaster, you see Bjorg sort of messing around with one of the tables, kind of looking at some of the experimental stuff. You see him accidentally slam his fist down on a jar, firing blue powder up into his nose. He blinks twice and then falls backward like a tree and settles on the ground asleep.
Okay. Nobody inhale random powder.
Wait, what? That's like my every Friday night.
That's the opposite motto of the podcast.
We literally grind things up to make random powders to inhale.
I'm sure I don't need to warn you guys, or I guess this is just me warning you for the sake of saying I told you so later, but don't inhale things you find lying around.
You've tried to inhale every enemy you can.
Yeah, but we killed them. That's natural. That's organic.
It's almost like it's vegan.
Yeah.
And wolves are gluten-free.
Well, they were when we finished with them.
So, Brandon Thighmaster, what would you like to do while they're searching?
Let me see. What did we discern from this last time? We had a brief education over one of the desks. Fandango did something with that magical portal, but I wasn't really paying attention. And I believe that Lord Farnsworth butter biscuits turned out to be morally disappointing under the desk.
Well, he was invisible, so you do not know that.
Do I sense it? Do I have an inkling?
Do you really want to set the precedent that you have jizz sense?
I like to think that perhaps we've been hanging around with Klaus for long enough now that, you're right, I don't want to set that precedent. No one does. No one wants to do that.
Especially not in a Klaus party.
I will wander over and call Lord Farnsworth. Where have you gone, Lord Farnsworth? What's that horrible noise, Lord Farnsworth?
Lord Farnsworth masturbated so vigorously that with his head wound he succumbed to the dizzies and tumbled over, still invisible. But your voice does rouse the sleeping party member.
Oh my, I have the vapors.
I do too, but that's because I had Bojangles for lunch. And whew.
So, Bevan, you are awake.
Who is this Lord Farnsworth butter biscuits you speak of? And why is my member sore?
Ah, shit. Klaus is back, everybody.
Yes, but at least we can't see him.
Yeah, I don't see him, so I don't believe you.
He's talking about his dick again.
Oh, I can believe you.
All right, about this time, Fandango and Silas are going to uncover something. They are going to find a trapdoor.
Hey guys, there's a trapdoor over here. Is it locked?
It was locked, but it appears that, remember how there were the random kind of time and spatial fluctuations around? The lock has rusted substantially and does not appear to have much integrity left.
Kind of like us.
Oh, it's got more than that. Jesus.
All right, Silas will yank it open.
I am going to need a strength check. It is still there.
A 10.
10 will do it. You pull and it takes you a few tugs, but you finally get it to snap and you may pull open the trapdoor. You can look down and see stairs leading underground or under this passage, but you don't know where they're going. It sort of like is facing a wall.
Well.
Is that how that works? Is that the logical, sequential thinking here?
We could just shove the barbarian down and hope he scares anything below when he lands.
Oh, that's a great idea, but he's really heavy.
He is quite heavy.
All right, Silas will take the lead.
Oh, no, I just meant that you and Brandon should carry him over here, and we shove him down the stairs. I'm not going to do it.
Silas, considering that his shoot first and ask questions later, attitude has been kind of tempered by Bjorg in the last couple games. Silas will start down the stairs,
planning to shoot all the firsts and ask 0 questions.
You know something? Let's face facts. If Silas sees it and it doesn't immediately drop to its knees and say, "Praise God, I can't mention," it's evil.
Okay. Is anyone going to go with Silas?
Yeah, I mean, he clears up any potential tricky grey areas, doesn't he? So, he's keeping things nice and simple there. Brandon will wander down with him. Now that he's lost Lord Farnsworth back into the hideous recesses of Klaus's mind. Yeah, there's nothing left up here for him anymore.
Who's going to carry Bjorg?
Don't we have a bag of holding?
Won't he die?
Well,
yes, he'll definitely die.
Our Brandon Firemaster will pick up some of these scraps of paper here and just put it over Bjorg's face. There we go. He'll be fine.
I mean, we could just. I mean, the garbage we just sifted through. We could just cover him up with, camouflage him.
All right, Mr. Perfectionist.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you pause to pile trash upon your friend.
This is what happens when you miss a game.
Yeah. You've not seen another living creature down here, but for some reason you feel the need to hide it with debris.
No, we're just fucking with him.
Fair enough. He passed out at the party, that's what happens. Okay,
Yeah.
so Fandingo and Klaus.
And taking a minute to draw a dick on his face.
Are you going to follow the guys down, or are you guys going to stay up top?
Klaus is still a little confused. He whispers to Ron Weasley Jeremy, "What happened?"
Ron Weasley Jeremy is wearing a tiny monocle, and you don't know why.
All right. Well, Klaus is going to try and put the pieces together. He sees was it gnome porn?
Yes, he does. There's gnome porn, and
his hand is sticky, and
your dick
All right.
is sore.
yes.
yeah.
Okay. Do I need to roll a perception check on that, or
No, you jerked off so hard
Alright,
you
alright.
blacked out. This is definitely
Yeah.
not the first time it's happened.
some good gnome porn? All right. Well, I will lace up my trousers, and just in case there's jizz stains or something, I'm gonna stay invisible, and I'll follow the others down.
Yeah, that's
trapdoor.
the reason you're staying invisible.
Yeah.
That's very conscientious of you.
I will pack away the gnome porn in my bag of holding.
All right. So everyone give me perceptions.
For the jizz stains.
It's definitely for the jizz stain.
Fendingo rolls an 18.
Klaus Ricker rolls a 16.
Silas, in the lead, rolls a natural 1.
Brandon Firemaster rolls an 18.
All right. Who here has dark vision?
Fendingo and Klaus.
What? A half elf has dark vision?
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
know.
half elf has dark vision.
Oh, neat.
I would like to clap and activate my crotch light.
All right. That is perfectly fine. You would have low lights anyway because there's some light streaming in, but that will take care of it. So, Silas, you don't have dark vision, and you don't have a crotch light, and you don't stop to think about it. You just slam face first into the stone wall. And also, the headache that's sort of been nagging at you is, it gets real bad all of a sudden, and you feel like sick.
Thank you. Door, egg.
Okay. So Fandingo, Klaus, and Brandon. Wow, you guys are all like right in the same wheelhouse. You see an underground chamber. There's no other entrances or exits. And that's probably for good reason, because as you can see, it is a bit of a horror show. There are bones over in the corner. I'll just give you guys all this. You did really well. There's a small pit in the center with a cage. It goes down about 10 feet. It's not super deep. You can see the bottom. There are bones over on one side. You might, if you were feeling very morose, think they were child bones, but luckily you've seen enough gnome shit to know definitely gnome bones. You can tell by the skulls. Next to that, there is obviously a bucket of more bones and what looks like some sort of killing block with a blade still on it, and just a lot of blood stains and like sort of a dark, almost palpable aura of darkness kind of coming off of it.
Is there anything in the pit?
I don't know, natural one. You want to do something?
Silas will wander away from the wall.
Yeah.
Since that seems smart.
Give me another perception check, and let's see if you fall in the pit.
Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please.
All right, you're in the path of Brandon's dick light, so...
It worships Toreg or it gets the hose again?
God damn it.
14.
All right, with the dick light in play, you can look around and you're not going to see maybe quite as much detail, but as soon as you see like that altar thing, you feel just like physically like, oh man, you haven't been in a lot of like truly desecrated places, but this feels like one of them.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you to roll me a... Oh man, this is an interesting one. What do I have you roll for this? What's your primary spellcasting statistic?
Charisma.
Really?
No, seriously.
It says force of personality. It doesn't say that personality has to be likable.
That is very true. Okay. Give me a charisma save, I guess. If you have your proficiency, you can add it, is what I'm saying.
17.
Okay. This is not necessarily like part of the standard spellcasting repertoire, but when you look upon that, you can sort of inherently feel through your connection to your divine spellcasting that if you were to sacrifice 2 spell slots, you could perhaps diminish, if not purge that, depending on how strong they were.
I thought you were going to say if you sacrifice a party member.
I was going to say, which one of you is stepping up? Where's the altar again? Is it this thing or?
It's the thing with the cleaver and the bloodstains.
All right. Well, Silas will walk up to that, and Silas will gladly sacrifice 2 spell slots.
Okay. Which spell slots are you sacrificing? Because you have a 2nd level and you have first levels.
Well, I'm gonna sacrifice a 2nd level because I want to make this fucking count, and I will sacrifice a 1st level just because that's all I have left. Oh God, who I cannot say. But it'd be nice if you would come down and purge the evil from this place.
Fendingo looks at Brandon and where he thinks Klaus might be. That's like the first thing I've ever seen him do that is like paladin-ish.
Yeah, it's like some kind of custody hearing.
All right.
Weird.
Silas, you begin pouring your divine magic into this attempt. Hallow is a few spells above you. You're definitely not going to be able to like completely wipe all traces of this place away, but you do manage to at least dissipate the dark magic that had gathered on the altar, sort of nullifying it. It is still creepy as shit and gloomy as hell down here, but it is no longer a place of inherent magical darkness. Well, as soon as you finish the process, you can see that your work is done before you immediately fall over unconscious.
Go me, thud.
Good effort, guys. Let's call it a day.
Let's put some trash on him.
So whatever he did, let's not do that. Fandingo's going to cast his light cantrip and bathe the room in glorious lavender light.
Mood lighting. I knew this was a gnome sex dungeon.
It is now, baby.
Every dungeon's a sex dungeon if you bring a date.
That's a t-shirt right there.
Speaking of which, Klaus would like to go examine the gnome bones and see if he recognizes anyone from the porn.
Oh, Jesus,
All right.
that's...
Are you going for the stack of gnome bones or the bucket of gnome bones?
Which one's which?
Stack of gnome bones is this one where they're clearly like a little higher. The bucket of gnome bones is over here.
I'll inspect the stack first.
All right, roll me a perception check. Fandingo, Brandon, what would you guys like to do?
Brandon would like to just kind of wander around and just say, just incidentally, because I assume kind of gnomish is probably the hipsterest language you can learn. Yeah, guys, I picked up a little bit of gnomish in my travels. I can speak a little bit of gnomish. And he's just going to say that and put that out there. Just so everyone thinks he's cool.
Well, that's great.
Can you really?
Yeah, that was the language I picked. Because I assumed that it was kind of the most hipstery language somebody could learn. Why would anyone learn gnomish if they weren't a gnome? Just to impress strangers. That's why.
Klaus rolls a 20 for perception.
All right. We will come back to you in a moment. Fandingo, what are you doing?
I'm going to go over to the pit and look down and see if there's anything. I'm going to kind of search around this pit and cage lowering area and see if there's anything of interest over here.
Okay. Also roll me perception, and I will give you guys your results when we come back to you in a moment. But we're going to hop back to Silas, who... Silas, you awaken in a hall. There is food upon the table. There are flagons of ale. There are a lot of other things that signify this is definitely a dwarven spot. Hammers and beards and all that shit. Sitting across the table from you is a very large dwarf, like almost half-elf sized in terms of height, which is very large for a dwarf.
So he's an imposter.
Roll me a knowledge history check.
This is Gabbo, the dwarf who missed the point.
Oh, God, that's better than whatever I'm going to come up with, you fuck.
Despite having shit for history, Silas actually rolls a 17.
Okay. Yeah, why not? You actually do recognize him as a devoted paladin of Toreg. You, of course, would know famous paladins from history. This is Boulder Shoulder. So named for his incredible charge attacks and strength. He was said to have a little bit of giant blood mixed in somewhere along the line, but loved Toreg so that he embraced his deep dwarven nature and truly exemplified what it meant. He died a long time ago, of course.
Does this mean I'm dead?
No. The world is not that fortunate.
So I'm to be tortured then?
In a manner of speaking,
Yes.
I must send you back to that party of yours.
You mean those filthy non-believers I hang with?
Indeed. They sent me because they thought I might be the only one to get along with you.
So shall we whip each other now?
Okay. Starting to get the idea.
Silas will pick up one of the hammers and start smashing his fingers with it. It's like, come join me, brother.
I guess it takes all kinds. Listen, we didn't make you come up here for no reason. This is a big one. Most paladins, they don't get divine calls up to the high heavens for a consult. He's waiting for you to stop smashing your fingers.
Oh, okay. Silas finishes when he's stops when he finishes that hand. He's like, lost all the feeling. It's wonderful.
Yes. Oh boy, you want to come here when you die. Okay, let's move past that. You have stumbled upon something very dangerous, Paladin. An old menace to the gods. And that's where we'll cut away for now. Bevan, you rolled a 20 perception. You find... Oh, God. You're going to find that most of them are just bones, but one bone looks like it has, a few things engraved upon it. Maybe a rune, maybe a thing. If you want to give me a knowledge arcana, you can take a swing at it.
I shall take that swing. Klaus rolls a 9.
It's a bone with shit carved in it.
Alright, does it look to be a female bone?
You are not that familiar with bones.
Alright, Klaus will put the bone in his bag of holding, thinking, she'd probably be pretty grateful if I got her resurrected.
Fandingo, what was your pit perception?
Fendingo rolled an 8.
It is a pit. There is dirt at the bottom and smooth stone along the sides. If you fell in, getting out would be difficult. Brandon Thighmaster. Boop. You didn't do anything, so I don't have anything to give you. What would you like to do this round?
Brandon just is kind of walking around and he says, Ilyak don Fiddly that's Gnomish for where is the beach? And just continues making random tourist phrases in Gnomish until somebody looks impressed, but nobody seems to be looking impressed.
Je m'appelle Brandon Thighmaster.
Je joue Dungeons and Dragons, probably.
All right, Klaus, what would you like to do since you have finished bone sorting?
I guess I'll go take a look at the bone bucket, see if I find anything more promising.
I will need a perception from you when we get back around. Fandingo, how about you?
I'll go over to the cage and look around in the straw.
Okie dokie. And Brandon is still doing nothing. So, back
Did
to...
I mention I speak Gnomish?
You did. It has come up. Back to Silas and Boulder Shoulder.
Are we back from that season finale?
Listen, we got to run an A story and a B story. God damn it!
You're the one who split the party.
Yes, Silas.
I'm listening to Bone Muncher's story here.
It rhymes. It's not that hard. Okay. How much do you know about what came before the gods, the deep dwellers?
They were evil.
They were evil. He nods. You are in the lair of one. A small one, but one. Very dangerous. Very deadly. But these monsters are enemies of all the gods, including Torag.
If only I knew a hero who was dedicated to all the gods.
Nicely done. You are under punishment right now.
And I appreciate every second of it.
You get new punishment now.
Ooh.
Self-restraint.
Oh dear.
He's gonna tap the finger. Next time you try to say Torag's name, you can push through. And next time you say it in full, Torag will look upon you. Make sure you use it at the right time.
Oh no.
Well done, Drew.
And we'll cut away from that. Bevan. Let's see. Bevan, what was your perception for the bucket of bones?
Klaus rolled a 21.
A 21? You find something other than bones.
Intriguing.
You find guts. No.
Do they look female?
You find a book buried in the bones, like kind of tucked away in a side compartment of the barrel. It was sort of hidden, but you, with your roguish 21, managed to uncover it. I'm impressed. I did not think you were going to find that.
Yeah, can I read anything in it, or is it...
You can flip the pages, but what languages do you speak?
Fuck if I know. Common and probably Elvish.
Then you do not recognize the script.
Okay. Cool. I will add a book to my inventory.
Everyone else roll me perceptions.
I assume you don't mean Silas.
Not Silas.
Fendingo rolls a 19.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a 14.
All right, you can both notice him pull out that book and flip through it.
What you got over there, Klaus?
It's not gnomish porn.
Okay, not only is that disturbing, that's literally nowhere on the list of things I thought it might be.
Just telling you.
Really? I mean, you found gnomish porn in the last room. It's not that far off.
Well, I mean, I figured he kept all his porn together.
He does have a big stack of elvish porn as well.
And let's face it, who's going to whip their dick out down here? This
Oh,
place
the
is
porn,
nasty.
yeah. The porn covered all races. It was just drawn by a gnome. That's why it was gnomish porn.
I was going to say, John, challenge accepted.
Hey, Klaus, can I take a look at that book?
Sure.
I also speak and read Halfling.
It looks slightly familiar to you, but you do not recognize it.
Can I try a knowledge Arcana?
You can just do intelligence. You both can.
Sweet.
Fendingo rolls a 17.
Gee, John. Oh, hang on. Go ahead, Klaus.
Klaus rolls a 23. Wait, was that... that was an intelligence save. How do I roll a regular intelligence?
It's alright. You both made it. The DC was extremely low. Because you're in a gnomish facility, in a gnomish laboratory, in a room full of gnomes' bones. It's literally the only sentient race you've seen on this island. It's probably written in gnomish.
If only we knew someone who spoke gnomish.
God damn it. Brandon.
Schniggly don bibliotech.
Yeah, can you bibliotech your schniggly don over here and read this book?
That means I having. Read.
Okay.
in the masculine.
Come over here and read this masculine book.
Okie dokie. Brandon Firemaster will read, I suppose.
We will come back to the reading session as you begin to skim. Silas, you are back at the table with Boulder Shoulder. Do you have any questions in what is, I don't know, probably the final round of this?
So how do I convert these filthy dirtbags to the one glorious worship?
True conversion come when people see how amazing Torag is.
Oh.
But Torag not stepped down to show them. You are Paladin. You represent Torag. You want to make them believe? You have to give them reason to believe.
That's deep. Okay, so you're saying I should probably ixnay the torture plans.
It's gonna kind of look around. I mean, if it's a demon...
Well, I mean, we are talking about a guy named Klaus who, plays with a weasel.
Sound like wizard. Wizard's not demon. Learned that the hard way. Oh yeah, your time's up now. Bye! And you fall out from the table and go plummeting. And you slam back into your body with a start. Looking around to find everyone else gathering near Brandon as he is perusing a book, like a wimp.
That wouldn't happen to be a book dedicated to... Wait, can't say his name.
Actually, no. I mean, Brandon's kind of enjoying this now. I mean, he is reading the book, which is lame, but people are looking at him, which is great. So he's trying to read this book as dynamically as possible. Basically, he's kind of doing a one-handed handstand over the book while he reads. I don't know if that affects his perception at all, but...
Okay, Brandon, as you skim through, I'll just sort of assume you relay this so we don't have to double monologue. As you skim through the tome, you read the diary of what is clearly a insane gnome, but a brilliant insane gnome. He is incredibly intelligent. He understands magic on a very fundamental level. This altar was built with almost none of the traditional supplies. He sort of was able to MacGyver it together. And as you continue reading, you sort of find that this facility was built originally just to study the island, but when they dug deep, they found the source of what made this island strange. They found the creature that dwelled within the lake. They found and then the first time you can see it, it's sort of scratched out and ripped up. As you keep turning, you read about them studying it. This one got won over early. And he went into the planning stages. You can see how he read about how he sort of trapped and killed some of his other compatriots. And as you're reading, you find something like, oh, hey, wait, this is actually pretty relevant. This creature that lives in the deep is one of its kind. And there is a coordinated effort going on by the others. It references something called the miasma, the Great Whirlpool, and then the Hunt. And essentially what you can finally piece together through reading is they are hunting for a magical item. You don't know what it does, but it's clear that they are raiding a lot of forgotten tombs and hidden stashes on the seabed. Basically, that's where a bunch of magical items that had been long thought lost, many of which were evil, are sprouting up and washing ashore in various places. After 3 goddamn years of this game, you have actually taken a step forward in your main quest.
Yay. I relate to the others. Guys, what I'm picking up from this text is that this isn't a sex dungeon. This is a regular dungeon. Also, something about those magical items we were looking for. Yada, yada, yada. Somebody else is looking for them too. Probably evil.
So, yeah, as you flip to the end, you find sort of that the author is making plans to go forth to his master. He will sacrifice himself to nourish the Great One. And as you turn the final page, you find all praise to the Aboleth, All grace to the aboleth, all flesh to the aboleth, all rule to the aboleth, the world to the aboleth.
Yeah, I hate ABBA.
I was given some insight while I was unconscious to this.
Actually, you guys can all roll knowledge history checks. As soon as Brandon says the word aboleth, you get a knowledge history.
Klaus rolls a 6.
Silas rolls an 8.
Fendingo rolls a 4.
Brandon Firemaster rolls the highest at a 12.
Wow.
We can fuck up a wet dream.
Fuck this aboleth, he concludes.
Woo! 4, 6, 8, and 12. Man, if you had been 10, it would have been just perfect. Good God. Silas, I'm giving you advantage because you just had a meeting with a god about it.
Oh, then Silas has a natural 20.
Yeah. Boy, yeah. I can't believe you don't have anything for any bard shit for knowledges.
I have knowledge arcana.
No, I mean, like, they used to give you, like, bumps to knowledge checks specifically.
Yeah, no.
Alright. Silas, you, with your natural 20 and, literal divine guidance you got a minute ago, you know that aboleths are creatures of aquatic nature, which definitely does fit. It is said that they existed in the world before the gods, and that when the gods came, they were subjugated. They were rulers in their own time, and they wish to return. So they are true enemies of gods because they wish to dethrone them and retake control of the world. They are dangerous, they are powerful, they have the capacity to control people's minds and enslave them or drive them mad. Yeah, all around some mean motherfuckers.
Let me ask a question. How deep was that pit?
The pit, 10 feet.
Okay. So from their vantage point, I open my mouth to say something, then I turn and run and jump into the pit.
Okay.
And when I land, I crouch down, and I put on my mask, and I call out, "Over here, junior adventurers!"
Huh.
Wait a minute, that sounds like the Hour of the Gods. I was just about to say, well, Silas did something stupid, but I may have been mistaken in the trick of the light. That actually what happened is the Hour of the Gods did something awesome. I'm gonna go check that out.
And he got rid of Silas at the same time.
Kindly lower me a rope, because I was listening to what you were saying about an aboleth, and I think I know how to kill it.
Oh, hang on. We don't have to lower a rope. I got a way better idea. Fendingo shoves the cage into the pit.
Arrow of the Gods, roll me a dexterity save.
Oh dear. I know how to defeat the great evil. Smash. Dead.
Arrow of the Gods rolls a 20.
Arrow of the Gods nimbly ducks to the side as the cage comes smashing down with a little bit of pepper on that.
There you go. Climb on up.
I appreciate it, junior adventurer. It's a good thing you're not more competent in battle. That might have hurt.
That pit looks like it needs a fireball.
I'll climb my way out.
I mean, I guess there's probably a winch. We could... Nah, fuck it. Climb.
Noodle el ropey up, as the gnomish say.
Do I need to roll anything to climb this cage?
Yeah, athletics.
All right, 13.
It's only 10 feet. Yeah, you can do that.
All right. Well, like I said, I was nearby and I was overhearing something, and then your paladin friend came running by, and by the way, he's safe, in case you were wondering.
Nah, who cares? We weren't.
I hear you're looking to defeat a vile evil from before the gods, as if you could even imagine such a thing.
Okay, but first things first. Did you see Lord Farnsworth butter biscuits on your way in? Because I really want you guys to meet.
Is Brandon gonna write fan fiction about this?
Brandon is shipping Lord Farnsworth and Arrow of the Gods.
It's nothing sexual. It's more like, kind of different strokes, but with Lord Farnsworth, Arrow of the Gods, and Brandon Firemaster.
And obviously a lot of stroking.
No, stop ruining this for me.
Based on what Lord Farnsworth did last episode.
Nobody knows.
I think in their heart they all know.
Hour of the Gods is like, I don't recall seeing anybody butter their biscuits, but to each their own.
Brandon Firemaster puts away his parchment and ink pen that he had out in anticipation.
Let's be real, Arrow. We weren't really necessarily looking to defeat this ancient evil. It was more like, how do we get the fuck away from it without dying?
But fortunately, I'm here to lead you, and I say our new quest is to defeat this evil.
Yay!
Shouldn't we vote on that?
Okay, you may vote, but I will warn you, Junior, I get a full vote. Junior adventurers only get 1/8 of a vote.
That's completely fair.
That's fine. I don't understand fractions, so...
Excellent. You're overruled. Follow me and let us go destroy this evil.
Silas, I will give you an intelligence check.
3.
All right, fuck it. Go to town.
Not too long ago, we came across a place that was filled, or at least I heard from your paladin friend that you came across a place that was filled with unspeakable dread and evil. And though he wished to go further, the rest of you
noped right the fuck out.
We're filthy cowards about it. But I'm here to right that wrong.
I'm still on the nope train.
Turn to Brandon. This could be your chance to become more than just a junior adventurer. You could become a junior adventurer plus.
Wow. Really want that plus badge.
Klaus, what do you think?
Oh, wait. You all saw that table upstairs. Everybody else give me intelligence checks as well. I forgot you guys had this clue too.
Again, intelligence save. What's the difference between intelligence and intelligence save?
You're adding your proficiency with a save if you have it.
Intelligence is when you click on the character attribute, and save is when you click on the saving throws.
Ah, there we go. All right.
Yep.
Vote that you take an automatic penalty for not being intelligent enough to know where the intelligent button is.
The penalty's not going to make a difference. Klaus Richter rolls a 5.
Fandango rolls a 10.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a 12.
Okay.
I'm on fire.
Fandango and Brandon. You both remember that you saw a table upstairs to deal with mind control protection, and that you have not yet encountered any equipment or abilities that would facilitate mind control protection.
If there's one thing I know, and I know lots of things, let's be fair, but if there's one of the many things I know is, before you fight a big boss, you got to have a training montage. And we've picked up some clues, and apparently one of the weaknesses that this creature likes to exploit is mental, which I think happens to be our collective weakness. So we need to do some mind push-ups.
Yeah, that's as good as anything I got. Mind push-ups it is.
Klaus would like to take his gnome bone out of his bag of holding and just do a general detect magic scan on the area.
On the gnome bone?
He's got his bone out again.
Well, I think it's like a 30-foot something or another.
Okay. It's alright. You're going to get vestiges of magic from all around you because you're standing right by an altar that was just recently neutralized, so there's definitely a shitload of like ambient stuff going on. The bone, you get like small twinges off of it. Not that it's inherently magical in itself, but that it has been touched by magic, probably crafted with it.
Okay.
If you're quite finished
Yes.
examining your bone, is there any other thing? What class are you again? Are you supposed to be some kind of useful class?
He's still invisible, by the way.
Oh, right, okay.
You guys just saw the book float up earlier.
We're just seeing this bone kind of rotate slowly.
Yeah, you see
we all
the
know
boat
what's
twist
going
around
on.
in air.
I could put 2 and 2 together. Been around Klaus long enough.
Klaus will return it to his bag of holding.
It vanishes into the bag of holding.
Slowly.
Then it comes out again. Then it vanishes.
Alright, let's get out of this creepy dungeon.
All right, let's go upstairs and see if we can find mind control hats.
Ooh, Party hats. I love party hats.
Hats.
All right. You guys are going to go back upstairs.
Well, before I do, there's a big old cage over there. I'd just kind of like to give it a quick search.
Sure. Give me a perception.
All right.
When you root through the straw, you find a small bit of parchment. It looks like it was sort of written in chicken scratch by someone who was trapped in this cage. It says their name is Sizzlepop, and they have a wife and 5 children, and if anyone finds this note, please tell his family that he died thinking of them.
Oh, well, that's nice. I'll hold on to it, and if I can never find Mrs. Sizzlepop, I may console her.
I thought you were going to piss on it, but you took it to an even weirder place. Bravo. All right, you all emerge from the trapdoor. Bjorg is still unconscious on the floor.
And covered in trash.
All
right. So I guess do a deeper dive through the tables and see if there's anything. Actually, I'm gonna head over to this thing and see if I can figure out what the fuck this is.
I mean, you watched Fandango touch a key to it, and the key have one of the gems light up last game.
All right, then I won't go over and figure out what the fuck it is. Do a deeper dive on these tables.
Okay.
Wasn't there another door that wasn't the big bad door?
There was another door.
Well, the door to the big bad thing was in the other room.
But there was another door.
All right, then maybe we should go check out the other door.
A door with a gem arrangement that matches the key that John is holding.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, Bart.
So don't look at me, I'm looking at the table.
I may just be a humble, sexually attractive, gnomish-speaking monk, but I'm sure we passed a door that kind of corresponded to that key we found on the way to this room.
Huh. Alright, you want to go look at that?
Hell, may as well. See if that will look at you.
That's fair. Let's go.
Alright, is anyone else going to come with?
Arrow of the Gods will come with, and he will drag Bjorg with us, our constitutionally challenged friend here.
Klaus would like to help Fandango inspect this table.
Okay, you guys can give it the once over, but you all rolled pretty high on your searches the first time around, so there's nothing honestly new to give you.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one with some mind control-y shit, but we don't have anything to enchant, right?
It's basically like reagents and components for that sort of thing, but nothing completed or usable.
Right, okay.
If one of you specialized in crafting and had that kind of stuff, you might be able to like pillage it for some makeshift supplies, but with your expertises, it's not viable.
We're basically going to wrap tinfoil around our heads. Alright, fair enough. Let's go back to the room with the key thing.
All right. If you guys open the door to the room you're in, it was a T intersection last time. So for you guys, it is straight down the hall. So you can just walk for a little while, dragging Bjorg, and you will eventually come to the door with the 4-gem pattern.
All right, let's do this.
So the key lit up 1 gem.
1 gem.
Well, is there a keyhole?
Not on this door.
Have we seen a door with a keyhole that that has 1 gem on it?
How did you light up the key?
Fuck, I don't remember.
I gotta throw this out there. Has anyone tried opening the door?
Feel free.
Have you tried the handle?
We have not.
No, yeah, we haven't.
Klaus would like to roguishly check the door for traps.
Roll me perception.
Klaus rolls a natural 1.
You are sure if you grab this handle in the wrong way, it will incinerate you on the spot.
Oh.
Can somebody go find Silas?
I will try to do. Do we have diplomacy in this?
Probably just a straight charisma check.
Yeah, I'm gonna persuasion. Persuasion is the new diplomacy.
All right. I will try to persuade Klaus to put his hand on that. 22.
That's a pretty persuasive argument.
Klaus, roll an insight.
Klaus rolls a 4.
All right. The Arrow of the Gods is very convincingly telling you to put your hand on a handle that you believe will absolutely kill you if grabbed in the wrong way.
I would not like to do that. I'm going to tell everybody, if I turn this handle the wrong way, it will incinerate me.
It's all in your mind.
Anyone confident in themselves or their god enough to turn this handle?
This is the doorknob you're looking for.
Oh, fuck it. Fendingo reaches forward and turns the knob.
No, you grab the knob, but there's no give, no turn, nothing.
And he wasn't incinerated.
I don't know.
Give me an intelligence check to remember how you lit up the key.
You grabbed it the right way.
Fendingo rolls a 6.
All right, well, I believe Klaus was jerking off, but I think Brandon Thighmaster was around. Oh, and I know Silas was, because Silas was dragging the bench.
When was Klaus jerking off?
When wasn't Klaus jerking? Oh, yeah, sorry. Lord Farnsworth was jerking off. Actually, I think at that point you were investigating the desk. But Brandon and Silas both saw him do it, so you guys give me intelligence checks to remember.
All right, Arrow of the Gods rolls a 16.
Brennan Firemaster rolls an 11.
Yeah, but you both passed. It was not hard.
To remember what happened in the last game. Yeah.
10 minutes ago.
10 minutes ago. Fendingo touched the key parts of the gem, or the parts of the key with gems, to the gem in the center of the altar. That's how it lit up.
Oh.
All right. And this door has those same gems on it, right?
It has the same arrangement of gems on the side.
Fendingo, touch the gem that's lit up to the gem on the door.
Okay.
Or touch the key with... You know what I mean.
Ding.
All right. When you touch the top of the key to the same gem cluster, all the gems kind of start flashing real quick, and then a single gem stays lit, the one corresponding to your key. And you hear sort of a gnomish voice. Single clearance. Opening pathways. And then you begin to hear shifting and crackling as what sounds like a weird mix of mechanisms and magic sort of spring into being. It sounds like there's something happening behind this door. And then after like about a minute, it comes to a stop. There's a series of clicks and thuds, and all of a sudden the knob sort of loosens, and it looks like it can be turned.
All right, Fendingo turns the knob. Does the door open?
It does.
Does he get incinerated?
He does not. The door swings open wide to reveal something that we will talk about next time on Authors and Dragons. But for this game, we're going to finish off the playing part, but of course we are not done. We take questions at facebook.com/authorsanddragons, and we take expedited questions on the Discord, which you can sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/authorsanddragons. So, Rick, why don't we cut the line with a couple from the Discord and then go to the Facebook?
All right. Our friend Crisis mentions that since we've been talking a lot about food on Discord, which if you're not a member of our Patreon, you really should be a part of, what is one of each of your favorite recipes?
Chicken and 40 cloves. You take a whole chicken, you butcher it down. You peel 40 cloves of garlic. You sear the chicken in a pan. Then you use a cast iron pan. You sear the chicken, get a good crust and brown on it. Add the cloves of garlic, fresh thyme, and I think 1.5 cups to 2 cups of olive oil. Bake covered for somewhere around 60 to 90 minutes, I think. When it comes out, you can use the garlic. It'll have roasted like a butter on some broiled bread. I like to use a French baguette. And then, of course, the chicken has like just soaked in all that garlic flavor, and you can use the oil as like a dipping sauce.
That sounds pretty good.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, so you're making that whenever we're all together again, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a super easy thing to make in a con kitchen.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I was going to say, if we're doing easy recipes, I'll be right next to you with my favorite recipe is my chili recipe.
And rather than go into detail, I'll just say if you go onto my blog, Pop Tart Manifesto, and you do a search for Pop Tart Manifesto chili, it's right there. It's about a 3-hour recipe. It's 3 meats, no beans, because if you like beans in your chili, fuck you. And also it's one of those. If you're the type who likes chili that like tastes like ketchup, a double fuck you. You're not going to be happy with this. But if you like just a really thick, meat-rich, spicy, flavorful chili, it is awesome.
I'm going to tell you, Rick. I was wondering if we were going to have words, because in Texas chili does not have beans, and there are some people that's sacrilege to. And to everyone out there listening, I'm sorry you're wrong.
I'm well aware of that with Texas chili. So despite the fact that I've never been in Texas, I sometimes introduce it as my personal non-Texas chili.
I mean, at least you've got one pretty key aspect right.
I don't have any great recipes. I do a chicken and yellow rice, which is just cook up some Mahatma yellow rice and grill some chicken, throw it in the yellow rice.
I'm right there with you. My experience with recipes is Googling easy to make meatloaf and then skipping the hard steps.
Yeah, I don't.
Why are we eating raw chopped meat? Cooking it was hard.
I will share a unique recipe from my childhood, wherein you take 4 princess marshmallows, 2 white, 2 pink, and a chocolate bar, and you put the marshmallows in a bowl and put them in a microwave until they look like something out of Akira, and then just kind of stab the chocolate bar into the mess.
Mm.
There you go. Surprise your friends with this dinner party centerpiece.
I'm thinking Drew, once we finally have the A&D author cookout, it might just be us.
Oh no, the rest of us will show up.
What, you don't got a microwave?
I'm going to get a lot of Kroger potato salad.
I can do the frozen Sam's Club hamburgers on the grill. And actually grill them.
I can bring beer.
I've got a good shrimp stew recipe.
I can bring a lot of beer.
My chicken tikka masala is pretty good too.
Nice. All right, we should move on from that.
All right.
Give us one more Discord.
All right. Well, this is more of a request. Pazazich or something. Whatever the fuck. Just wanted to say, I don't think I've heard a fuck you, Josh, and he wanted to see if he could get a fuck you, Josh.
Fuck you, Josh.
I don't know.
Go on,
I don't know. I was going to say, do we really want our fuck yous to be that cheap?
Oh.
I mean,
Minus,
it's not cheap, Rick. It's $5 a month.
Oh, yeah.
This came from the Discord.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's
fuck
fine.
you, Josh.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Josh.
Eat my ass, Josh.
Fuck's sake, Josh. Why don't you just fuck off? Yes, we get $5.
All right. I think we've fucked Josh enough to cover his $5.
There you go.
Fuck other Josh.
All right. Casey asks, from moving over to Facebook, he wants to know, or they want to know, how much control do you get over the voices, accents, and pronunciation used in your audiobooks?
Depends on who's publishing the audiobook. When I'm selling a book to Tantor, I just let them do everything, and I haven't asked for creative control on who the narrator is, because they're one of the biggest audiobook producers in the world, and I trust them not to hire somebody that sucks ass. When I'm producing it for Falstaff Books through ACX, then I'm auditioning and hiring the narrators, and frequently I'll have either email or phone conversations with the narrators about accents, and if there are any specific words that have multiple pronunciations, like Appalachian or Appalachian, I'll just record it on Audacity and email how I want it pronounced.
Yeah, for John Sleep, who does my audiobooks, I just let him run free pretty much. I've had a couple corrections on pronunciations of characters' names and such, but the audience likes him, so he has a long leash.
I'm similar to John in that it sort of varies for me. Although almost all mine go through Tantor, with the exception of Secondhand Curses. But I do have narrator approval because I am insanely controlling about my properties. But honestly, he is right. They've never steered me wrong once. I've never had to kick back out of the initial crop. But even different narrators have different styles. Like Kyle McCarley, who does the Superpowers and Corpy's books, he likes to do like a whole spreadsheet of different voices. Now, this might be specific to me because the cast is so huge, and he wanted to like keep everything separated. But so we did a lot of rounds of feedback. Whereas like the Kirby Hayborn, who does the Fred one, I think like maybe once or twice we've talked just about like a specific name or term or something, but he kind of just takes it and runs. So it once you have someone that you really trust, you don't tend to overthink it or worry about it because they're going to make it sound good no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be starting to work with Tantor, with some upcoming books, and it should be interesting because the one they're working on with me, Get Bent, has actually some Gaelic pronunciations in there. So I'm waiting to see if they actually ask or if they just run with it, because I'm kind of hoping they run with it. But outside of that, I've mostly picked my own narrators and worked with them, and I'll usually send them notes about the main characters and stuff. But ancillary characters, usually I'll let them go their own, and I'll only step in if I hear something, I just say that's definitely wrong. But I think I've only like maybe had that happen like once. Most of the time, it's like, well, that's a different take than I thought, but it's actually pretty good. So
yeah, I'm the same in my experience with ACX. Basically, I kind of do a brief rundown of the characters' backgrounds and just leave them to it. Generally, I'm pretty surprised and impressed by the results because I guess those guys know what they're doing. So that's fun. That's relaxing.
Yeah, back to what Rick said. It doesn't always sound the same in my head as when I wrote it, but sometimes it's better. But now those characters, when I'm writing them, it's John Sleep's voice in my head.
He is taking over.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our friend Dan, I think is a good one, says, "Hey guys, my question is, have there been any moments while reading each other's work where you thought, shit, I wish I'd come up with that?"
Oh yeah.
At least once in every one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the cool thing about this group is that nobody sucks.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of those moments of, God damn, I wish I'd done that.
I got a specific example. I am not happy that I don't want to use Morning Woods in as a short story title.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say I had one happen just last week. I was reading Steve's Shingles story. Put your hand in my ass, and I was just like, just the stuff you do with with sloppy stand up routine and his like rapid fire jokes. I was just like, holy crap, this is just marvelous the way this is done.
Yeah, I was going to say, I also just read Steve's book, and I was like, yeah, first thing to come to mind has to be almost just everything in that fucking book. I did love, but I loved like just how he wasn't even all that like horrible until the end. Most of the time he just came off as like a guy from the 1940s, and that was creepier.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that was one of those books where it's like you look and you're like, how did you do this without like 6 months worth of like research into like every bad comedian that's ever been on vaudeville?
I just grew up in Corby.
So that's a lot of plugs for Put Your Hand in My Ass, the newest Shingles book. And
yeah.
We didn't really plan that.
Checks in the mail, guys.
A lot of plugs in that ass.
Yeah, I think, there's always something I'm slightly envious about with any of the A&D writers I read. There are times where I'll just put down the book and think, I've really got to step up my fucking game. But we're talking specific incidents. There's a scene. Those who have read it will instantly know what I'm talking about. But the finale of The Phantom Penis of the Critical Failures, I think was There's a reason you read a Robert Bevan book. And it's not because, there aren't, there's plenty of books out there where people go into a fantasy world, but there are certain Robert Bevan moments that just aren't duplicated anywhere else, probably for good reason. But my favorite one is at the end of The Phantom Penis, and those who have read it will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'll agree. It's like reading a book by Bevan. It's like somehow you have this magical way of capturing the absolute worst qualities of humanity, yet still making them like marginally endearing enough to keep reading.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
I wouldn't want to hang out with a lot of those characters, but I absolutely love reading about those characters.
I know it is amazing. Just like every page you turn, it's just like, okay, we just hit a high point or a low point. We're okay. Oh nope, we just went even deeper. There is some magic at play there.
Bevan is the
That's why
master of the
Bevan-
double down.
In case you hadn't noticed that in the 3 years of this podcast.
But I very much agree. I think I've read something from everybody here, and everybody's at least had one of those, like one or two, or like more than one or two of those moments where it's just like you step back and you're like, damn, these guys are so much better than me.
Oh yeah,
That's what you want in a peer group. People you hold in esteem.
Yep.
absolutely.
All right. Let's see here.
That's enough sucking each other's dicks.
Wait, all right, now enough. All right.
All right. 'Cause now we're going to move over to like kicking those dicks, because our friend Mark, say it with me now.
Fuck you,
Fuck
Mark.
Fuck
you.
you,
Mark.
Mark.
Is he on the Patreon?
But our buddy, fuck you, Mark. There, he says there's going to be a huge crossover book. Pick one character from each of your from your books, and I guess he means just one character each, to throw into this event. Because I think if we went through each of our books, we'd be here all night.
I got you.
Goddamn.
Okay, so we're doing a crossover book, and we each get to throw in one character.
Yes.
I guess we have to
Bubba.
decide, are we going in more action or comedy?
I'm covering all my bases. Bubba. 6'6", 350-pound redneck monster hunter who will grab Sasquatch dick in the middle of a fight if that's what it takes to win.
That's what it takes. That's the hero we deserve.
I was going to say Gan, but because you have Bubba, I will say Turd, because he's a 10-foot Sasquatch, and he would just dare you to grab his dick.
Alrighty then.
I'm going to go with LaShanta from The Ghost of Hooker Alley.
But you don't have to explain.
No, read the book.
I'm tempted to do Fred, but that would mean I have to write the normal person in the crazy people world, and fuck that. So I'm gonna go Thunder from Pairs in Perils. Yeah, now a bunch of you have to go read that motherfucker, because I know you haven't.
Drew's going to have the biggest month that book has had in 5 years.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I gotta read this. Big Polo. What the fuck is wrong with it?
Why couldn't he have just said Johnny Three Dicks? God damn it.
I will pick the straight man. This situation needs a straight man, so I'll pick Jack Thatcher, who is pragmatic East London sociopath. And I enjoy kind of writing him reacting to ridiculous bullshit in a very kind of pragmatic sociopathic way. So,
Guys, we got to rate this book.
I was kind of hoping Drew was going to say he was going to bring in the whitest knight.
The whitest knight meets LaShanta.
Oh, God, there's probably a happy ending in there somewhere.
I mean,
Even if
only
he did
he
have
gets
to
his
pay
ass
$20.
Or gets possessed.
That guy exists to be punched.
All right, let's see here. I guess it's kind of a practical one, probably more for John, but Michael asks, he's like, I'm going to Dragon Con. I was wondering, what are some of the must-sees, must-dos?
Shit. You must, on Friday or Saturday night, you must at least walk into the Marriott lobby bar and see the fucking ridiculousness that is humanity. That's the Marriott lobby bar is Cosplay Central at Dragon Con. So for pure people watching, that is unparalleled. If you want to meet writers and suck up to and drink with writers, the Weston lobby bar is where we all hang out, because fuck a bunch of cosplaying motherfuckers. The Weston lobby bar has chairs. And the Walk of Fame. You should go to the Walk of Fame. And at least one of the big-ass ballroom panels for your favorite TV show. Whatever nerdy TV show you dig the fuck out of. You should go and do some of the Q&A paneling shit for that. Those are the things that I think you really need to see if it's your first Dragon Con. And carry a bottle of water.
Or a cooler of beer.
You ain't dragging that cooler through Dragon Con.
Yeah. Stay away from the escalators.
I was talking about like something you could throw over your shoulder, me.
I thought you were talking about a giant igloo thing.
No, you go back to your van for that.
All right.
I don't think any of us are going to be able to add to John on
that.
No.
Yeah, true. All right, so Steven asks, and here's one I think that's more for all of us. What is your favorite doomsday/disaster or zombie apocalypse movie, and why?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Zombieland. I'm not really a dystopia guy, so that one hits my sweet spot.
Yeah, that was
God
fun.
damn. Yeah, I'm stealing that one. Fucking Bill Murray in that is just amazing.
This is perhaps too big a question for me to answer in a Q&A. I think this might need a mimic chest. I've got a ton of these that I want to go through in detail.
Well, I'm going to list one that I'm hoping we do in A&D at the movies or so. But there's no zombies in it, but it's definitely doomsday, disaster, apocalyptic, and absolutely awful. You're the Hunter from the Future. Which if Joe was here, I think he might agree. It's one of those 80s movies. It stars Reb Brown of Captain America fame, and it's a movie where they had a $200 million vision and maybe about a $40 budget.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of these movies, but I've seen Zombieland, and I don't care enough to put any more thought into it, so that.
Oh, fucking real talk, Bevan.
All right. Here's maybe a question that'll perk up Bevan a little bit better. John asks, different John, where do you all come down on the craft beer issue? Extra tasty or just beer?
I got a good story about this because Bevan came down to visit me in England, and I'm a big real ale guy because it has many advantages. It doesn't make you as hungover. It doesn't need to make you piss or burp as much, and it tastes really good. But we were at a pub together, and we're drinking a golden ale. I was like, so what do you think of, like, because Bevan's a light beer drinker, which has its place, and it's great for a hot day and great for prolonged drinking sessions. I was asking him
how I roll.
Yeah, exactly. No, nothing against that at all. But he was drinking this golden ale, and he's like, "Yeah, it tastes good." I'm like, "Yeah," he said, "It's got the consistency of spit, though." And I was like, "Oh my god, he's right. It does have the consistency of spit." So he's just ruined an entire fucking branch of real ale for me.
20 years from now, you're gonna be like, "I'm sorry, man, I can't do it. It's a glass of spittle," and you're just gonna be thinking, "Fuck you, Bevan."
Oh man.
Yeah, so I guess I don't need to add anything to that.
People seem to think I would have big opinions on craft beer, but I really don't. I don't believe in pretentiousness on labels. Like, if it tastes good, I'll drink it. If it doesn't, I won't. I don't really give a shit. if it was brewed by an ancient monk who somehow reincarnated in Seattle with a beard and a man bun, or Anheuser-Busch in a $20 billion or a 20 billion gallon fucking drum. If it tastes good, it tastes good. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not even bothered about that.
I'm with Drew on that one because, like, you know, I don't really like beer to begin with, so it's one of those, like, you know, hey, if your blueberry ale actually tastes like, you know, alcoholic blueberry soda, then I'm there, you know. But if it's just basically, you know, beer that looks like maybe you, like, you know, you waved a blueberry in front of, it's not going to work for me.
I'm the opposite. Not for reasons. There are practical reasons for this, not pretentious reasons. There are very practical reasons when I went to real ale. In England,
I like spit.
It's an entire branch of my passion you've just wiped out with your grossness.
Sometimes you don't have time to spit in a cup until it's full and then drink it. You just have to get a real ale.
It's not all real ale. It's just golden ales in particular that have that consistency. Anyway, don't get me into this.
I would like a cup of saliva, please.
But in I don't know how it is in American drinking culture, but we just like to sit there for a while, and that's why a lot of kind of English beers are slightly lower ABV. Is because it's kind of a session, so you sit there for a while just drinking a lot, and I've found as I get older, in particular, it's kind of the same with spirits. If you drink cheap whiskey, the next day it's gonna hurt. If you drink good whiskey, not only does it kind of taste better, but the next day you don't feel as bad. It's the same. For me, it's the same with quality beer. The better, kind of, the more established the quality of the beer is, the less you feel like shit the next day. So if you're going to be drinking, I guess, 10 to 20 beers, better to do something that's not going to beat the shit out of you for an entire week.
I was going to say, it sounds like with those golden ales, you could just nurse one all night, you know, take a swig, swish it around your mouth, spit it back in, you know.
Oh, man. In other news, Authors and Dragons is proud to announce our first sponsor next week. We are proud to partner with, Golden Ale. That's awkward. Yeah, this is probably not going to come to anything.
I mean, come on. They're just like everybody else. They don't listen to this shit.
Still gonna fucking drink it, alright.
Oh, man. You want to do one more to close this out, Rick?
Let's see here. This one, it's a two-parter. Stephanie says, "Hey guys, I just started listening to the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and I've been powering through them. I've got my friend Jesse to listen to them too." And she also asked for a friendly, fuck you. It sounds like she wants to say fuck you to her friend Jessie, who she's brought on board to the podcast.
Fuck you.
Welcome
by
aboard,
proximity?
Jesse. Fuck you.
I think your friends already fucked you by forcing you to listen to this. So
I believe that's the first. I don't know. Is Jesse in America? Is that a man's name or a woman's name?
I
Yes.
do not know.
I think it can be
Goes
either.
both ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, that might have been our first fuck you to a lady. So our new loafers.
we fuck you, Mark, all the time.
Take that, Mark.
All right. Well, the second part is I haven't read many of your books except for Drew's NPCs and Superpower. It's a way to suck up to Drew.
Oh shit.
So she would like to know, which of your books would you recommend as a starting point for new readers?
Fuck,
Critical
which one's
failure.
most expensive? I gotta go look.
I gotta go raise the price on critical failures.
Quincy Harker, Year One. Because there's a lot of books in that series. So
Yeah. In my case, it would be the Doomsayer Journeys. The Last Volunteer is the first entry on that.
I agree.
You agree that it's the first entry?
I agree. Lots of people should buy the Doomsayer Journeys.
Oh yeah.
Now that I'm the publisher.
There you go. That's another good reason to start there.
I guess I would, like another obvious one, I would throw out Toma Bill 1, which is Bill the Vampire.
I would probably throw out Fred one, honestly. As much as I love my superhero ones, I feel like that's probably a little more taste specific. So if I knew nothing about the person and I was just throwing one out to throw one out, I would stick with Fred. I feel like that's my most generally appealing.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with the fact that she read your other ones, right?
Look, serendipity is serendipity. What do you want me to say?
The only reason he says Fred is because he hasn't written the sequel to Topher Nightshade yet.
Oh yeah, that's such high fucking demand. How can I deny the fans? But speaking of the fans, now this is normally the part where we say we'll see you next episode in 2 weeks, but that's not going to be the case this time because our Patreon hit the latest milestone, meaning we are going to start rolling out side quest episodes. As you are hearing this on August 15th, our 3-year anniversary, there will be one in exactly 1 week. And from there, it's going to be basically alternating until we hit the next milestone, at which point they will become a weekly feature, or a every other weekly feature, basically. You'll have A&D on normal schedule and side quests filling in between. So I want to take a minute and just, from all of us, thank you so much for funding that. The Patreon is functionally just a way to add stuff to the podcast. We funnel everything right back into it, and getting to side quest and getting that funded is going to open up so much more stuff, and we're really appreciative. And hell, we've been doing this for 3 years. We wanted to say thank you for helping us grow and getting us to this point.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Drew. I was going to say, true. Fuck you guys for making for now. I got to talk to these guys even more than I do already.
Yeah. Now we are to celebrate the momentous occasion. Silent Vin Diesel has promised to make a statement. Okay, he's looking at me. He's making a gesture of some kind. He's turning around. He is unbuckling his pants. He's pushing his pants down. He's squatting. He's shitting. He is shitting on the floor. He is taking a dump on the floor. Okay, well, that is a statement.
God, it's like Triple X all over again.
I know. I can't believe we've been doing 3 years of this shit. Here's to many more. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you next week with our first recurring side quest. Bye.
Goodbye.
Noodle planking.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Schniggly don bibliotech.